afternoon, all. Greetings. Myself, Kunal Bhatt here. So, we will be carrying forward this presentation, understanding about the hybrid chatbot, how a human integration with the chatbot framework can help you address the business challenges of the current troubled times. I thank you all for joining in here, taking time out of your busy schedule. We hope you and your families are in good shape and health and take care of yourself during these troubled times. Few details about the organizations. As Senseforth.ai, the name suggests, they have all their solutions built on AI platform. AI is the bedrock of their solutions. They specialize in conversational AI platforms for chatbots, which can be used across different verticals across. CMS IT is a well-known top IT service provider and has been a pioneer in the industry for giving cost-effective solutions with cutting-edge infrastructures. Abhijit, next slide, please. As I said, I and Abhijit are your speakers. Abhijit will be taking us through the core solution and also will give a live demonstration of the hybrid chatbot. Yeah, Abhijit, next, please. A brief detail about CMS IT services. I'm sure a lot of guys on the call know about CMS IT services. We are a 300 plus, we are a 40-year-old startup company. We have spread across 220 locations, 300 and plus customers that we support with the help of 7,500 plus employees. CMS IT services deliver different services spanning from end user infrastructure management, data center infrastructure management to cyber security and application support, and has automation offerings around each of these verticals. To add to this offering, we also have digital experience automation and custom solutions with help of RPAs. When it comes to end user data, end user support, end user and data center support, we have bot-based solutions available with a remediation layer of self-help and self-heal, supported by proactive and predictive management and a field support of automated engineer support base. Coming to the data center infrastructure support, we have 48 plus data centers that we give support to with huge amount of infrastructure around it. The majority of these services are managed from our remote delivery center located in Mumbai and Bangalore. Recently, around 45 days back, CMS IT and Senseforth announced its collaboration in the media. Through this alliance, CMS IT, with help of Senseforth, is delivering enterprise-wide solutions on chatbot and other conversational AI-based solutions. The digital agents will help the enterprises across to reduce the dependency on people and enable human-like conversations for their customers and their employees across. Currently, CMS IT and Senseforth have 8 customers in India, spread across various verticals, having an elevated experience using the chatbot solution. Abhi, next slide, please. In today's scenario, we all are impacted by this pandemic, and we are seeing multiple challenges that come across in our professional and personal lives. With the restricted movements that we have and the importance of managing social distancing, there has been a different experience for all of us. The way the services are delivered to our customers or the way we are serviced by our service providers has been quite different. And this has opened up a lot of new challenges. With a reduced and scattered manpower across, decreased accessibility for infrastructure and communication pointers, all the communications getting hold up is creating a lot of frustration and dissatisfaction among consumers, among the employees. The outcome of this is there's reduced response and support. The experiences are going down. there is huge amount of agony, and the customers are getting annoyed with this. Hampered productivity is at the core. How can we resolve this across? The need of today is to have a contactless support, which enhances user experience, which enhances our customer experience. And that is where we are able to get you the seamless solution using hybrid chatbots. I will now hand this presentation over to Abhijit. He will take us through the benefits of the chatbot, hybrid chatbot solution. Thank you. Over to you, Abhijit.
Thank you, Kunal. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Abhijit, as Kunal introduced me, and I am responsible for sales operations at SenseForth. I would once again like to welcome all of you in this session. And as Kunal has already given you an understanding on the collaboration between CMSIT and SenseForth, let me start with a brief snapshot on SenseForth. Essentially, we are a conversational AI platform which is used to build different kinds of conversational chatbots. It is important to call out here that we do not use any generic bot frameworks that are available in the market today. We have our own patented and proprietary bot platform. It's called A.Ware. The chatbots built on this platform are capable of automating conversations between an organization and its external stakeholders or its internal stakeholders. So if I have to give you an example, basically your external stakeholders or your clients visiting your website in search of some kind of information or to get some kind of work done, a chatbot can assist them in getting all this done in a very convenient way. Similarly, if I have to give you an example for your internal stakeholders or your employees, they at times reach out to the HR help desk for various kind of help or IT help desk. Now, instead of that, we can actually have a chatbot as an assistant, personal assistant to each and every employee. And these chatbots can actually help them with all their HR related or IT related queries. Now, talking about our platform's experience, it processes over 150 million queries every month coming from 10 million unique users. Now, the numbers are very important here, and we are showing these numbers to give you an understanding as to how mature this platform is, as in how much data has already flown into this platform, how much training and retraining has been already done on this platform. We have over 75 large implementation, enterprise grade implementations, where these chatbots are conversing with millions of users, authenticating them, integrated with multiple backend systems, fetching data from these systems, analyzing these data, and then responding to queries. We have been able to maintain over 95% accuracy across the platform. And when I say 95% accuracy, we use various techniques to get this accuracy. Techniques like random sampling, then we have a feedback mechanism on our chatbot. So we use all these combinations to get this accuracy, and we are over 95% accuracy across the platform in terms of, in accuracy. Our platform's NLP and ML capabilities have been benchmarked by Stanford University under SQuAD 2.0 ranking, and we stand at number 10 in this ranking. It is important to mention here that we are probably the only product company to feature in this ranking. Now, as our platform is used to interact with your customers, let us understand the challenges any organization faces in meeting the new age customer expectations. Actually, there are several of them, but predominantly we can say that difficulty in scaling up to meet the increased customer demand is definitely one of them. The other one, or the other important one reason, is the inability to help our customers resolve their problems anytime and anywhere. Similarly, not meeting their expectation of a personalized, quick resolution is another major reason of dissatisfaction amongst customers. And finally, the ever increasing pressure of reduction in operating costs in every organization. So these are some of the major challenges every organization face today, and the result is increasing customer churns as people move to different competitors. And that's where we come into the picture with our AI powered chatbots. Our chatbots help organization increase revenue, and at the same time, it also helps the organization in reduction of cost. Uh, and with the global economy today reeling under the current pandemic situation, the role of these chatbots have become even more critical. Our chatbots have experienced over 100% surge in the adoption and usage in the last few months, which is in the post-COVID situation. Here are some stats to give you an understanding of how the usage has increased many folds in this COVID period, which also goes on to say that people are using these mediums even more frequently and even more successfully in this current pandemic situation. However, when we talk about customer experience or surpassing customer expectation by hyper personalization or immediate fulfillment, we felt that there is a need to amalgamate the AI and human touch. And that's where we brought in the concept of our hybrid bot. Uh, there are several reasons because we realized that no communication can happen in silos. Moreover, we train a chatbot. Uh, we do that keeping in mind certain situations, certain use cases. But what happens to this customer satisfaction or meeting customer expectation, surpassing customer expectation when these questions are beyond the scope of the chatbot, and the customer does not get an answer to the query that it has? Or even if there is a live agent available, even if we are transferring the conversation to a live agent and it is not seamless, I tell my problem to a chatbot and the live agent comes in picture and then asks me the same question again. So these are certain scenarios which we felt is basically a hindrance in the expectation, meeting expectation of our customers. And that's where our hybrid platform is an answer to all these challenges, where we are providing a platform with the best of the two world experience. Obviously, it has an AI to handle the queries that the customer comes up with, to manage their expectation, to manage their conversations, to do their work. But at any point in time, if a human assistance is required, we can bring that immediately on this platform. Our hybrid bot gives complete control to the agents for having a tab on the bot driven conversation. Here, the agent has a complete understanding as to what the conversation took place before it was handed over to him. The agent can read through the conversation, understand the pulse of the customer, and then start responding to these queries. It gives you or the agents the ability to auto categorize any query, and if the handoff has to be done, it can be done to the subject matter specialist. So when the bot is basically conversing with a particular user, it understands the kind of queries, the intent that it is answering to. And then if there is a requirement or a need comes in wherein it has to hand it over to an agent, the bot can basically categorize the conversation, and then it can successfully hand off the conversation to a particular agent who is specialized in these kind of conversation. Even that can be taken up by these kind of platform. Then a two-way seamless handoff for optimal utilization of the bot and human, wherein what we are saying here is that when there is a chat bot, all the answers should not be answered by an agent when the conversation is passed on to the agent. So there will be a seamless handoff taking place between the agent and the chat bot during the entire conversation. whichever questions the bot can answer, it will answer. Wherever it will require an assistance, the agents can pitch in. And obviously a notification mechanism to alert the agents when intervention is required. Now, there are other aspects to this bot human collaboration as well. The aspects come in picture when scenarios come in, like what if the handoff takes place from a bot to an agent, and the agent as well is unaware of the answer, or the agent is unable to resolve the queries. For situations like this, our hybrid platform can also integrate with knowledge repositories to provide an additional layer of support to the agents, wherein the agents within the same hybrid framework can basically do a quick search to a large database and get information to resolve the queries. Wherein if an agent is unaware of the answer, it is also finding difficult to answer the questions, and the agents can basically take help of any kind of repository that the organization has. So we can integrate our platform to the repository, and agent can quickly get information from these repositories through natural language search, and then respond to the answer to or respond to the query. So these are basically some of the key features of our hybrid chatbot. Let me also take you through a quick understanding how this happens in a real life scenario, wherein if a user comes on to the chatbot and it starts the conversation, as we mentioned, the default will be the chatbot, wherein the chatbot starts the conversation and it starts answering the queries and helping the user. But at any point in time, if the chatbot faces a problem in answering the query, the entire conversation is passed on to a live agent, wherein the live agent gets to see the previous conversation, and then accordingly it can start answering the queries. Now, once the query has been answered by the agent, the control again goes back to the chatbot, wherein the chatbot can take up these subsequent queries and keep answering these queries. Now, at any point in time when the agent is basically responding to the queries, as I mentioned, and if the agent is also facing a difficulty in answering the queries, we can integrate the platform with a knowledge bot, a knowledge base that the organization might have, wherein just with a click of a button, the bot can help the agent find out the answer from vast knowledge repositories and get and help the agent to answer the queries. So this is in short what we are doing with knowledge bot. Now let me quickly take you through a live demo before we move on to the next subsequent slides. So this is the demo. This is not a live instance. This is a demo of a chatbot and a hybrid chat along with it. A chatbot, as we all know, is meant wherein a user can come in and ask the query, and this is the hybrid bot platform, or the hybrid dashboard, which will be used by the agent to see what are the conversations happening, where all they need to pitch in, and obviously the knowledge bank which is integrated to this platform. Now let me quickly show you. This is obviously a demo, as I mentioned, and this is to do with a banking scenario wherein we can ask queries related to banking, and the bot is supposed to give an answer. If I say, now I make a simple query to the bot saying that I want to apply for a credit card, and it gives me a link wherein I can click and apply for the credit card. The bot is giving me an answer. As an agent, I am able to view that the conversation is going on between the bot and the agent, and the light here, if you notice, it's basically green, which means that I need not intervene here at this point in time. Now let me ask another question which might be out of the scope for the chatbot, like, a random question: can I add a nickname to my account? And obviously the bot does not have an answer to this. However, what it is doing is that it is telling me that it is transferring the conversation to an agent. And now when I get into this conversation mode, I see that the light has turned red, and this is the question for which I need to give an answer. If I have the answer, I can jolly well go ahead and give my answer here. But in case I am as an agent, I do not have an answer, what I can do is I can just click to this query, and what the bot is doing, it is searching through vast repositories and it is giving me some information. I can take this information, read it, and then give an answer, or I can just copy paste this information and give an answer to the query. And when I come back to the chatbot, you will notice that the answer is here from an agent. Now I go ahead and ask a subsequent question to the chatbot saying, maybe, how does a new chip debit card works? And immediately the bot takes up the control and gives me an answer. If I go back here, I will notice that the answer, the conversation has been taken up by the bot and the bot has started giving the answer. So this is in short what we are providing here as a platform, hybrid platform, wherein we are bringing the best of the two worlds. The AI of a conversational engine is taking up the queries, answering the queries, helping the customers get all the work done. And at any point in time, if the answer is not, if the query is not answered by the chatbot, we are not leaving it there. We are taking the control to a human agent, and the human agent is basically answering the query, resolving the issue, and leaving the customer happy. So this is what we are bringing as a hybrid platform. Now, to further discuss on some of the use cases and the success stories that we have achieved as CMSIT and Senseforth collaboration, I will request my colleague Kunal to take up the control and take you through some of these success stories.
Thank you, Abhijit. That was a really wonderful demonstration. I hope people will have a lot of queries around it. Coming to the success stories, it is always delighting that we get to speak about the success stories of the customer, how the experiences have enhanced, how the chatbot has been a catalyst into their growth journey. We have a couple of case studies here. Coming to the first one, this is a premier pharmaceutical company based out of India. They deployed the solution of the chatbot in a very short span, that 100% adoption to this new channel of communication, and which helped the employees to get quick resolutions and improve the productivity of the employees. And during this pandemic time, this has really worked wonders for them, because workforce working from different locations, and while they were already working on a lot of solutions for the COVID thing, this helped them in a lot way to take care of the challenges around the clock. And if we just look at the numbers, they have 300 plus intents developed, which manage 2 lakh plus queries a month with an accuracy of 95%. And the good part is the solution is integrated with the ITSM for an auto ticketing. So whatever queries the user, the employee is putting across in the chatbot is recorded on the back end into an ITSM for further analysis, for further MIS divisioning, and that gets into an understanding of how the chatbot is functioning, how much is the timeline that the chatbot is taking to answer to the user, and that really helps both IT team and the management to look at the productivity and the usability of the chatbot. The benefits that came across were reduction of 90% of wrong allocation of incidents that were happening before the chatbot came into play. 50% increase into the first call resolution, into the FCRs. Now, this really helps them on productivity, and all this put together is impacting on a 57% reduction in human intervention. It simply goes out to say that 57% of time of the service desk is now available for them to utilize in better operations, better work. designing better solutions that can get automated, added into the chatbot intents for the employees and the users to be more uh, comfortable using the chatbot. Abhijit, can we move to the next slide, please? Sure, thank you. Another example of a large telecom company. They are spread across India, and the solution is put across for their 25,000 plus employees who work in stores, who work in their remote offices and call centers. With 3 lakh odd, with 1500 odd conversation intents built across, the bot manages 3 lakh queries a month with an average accuracy of 90%. Here, there's a speech to text functionality enabled in the bot so that whenever the someone wants to log a call can just speak up the query that they have, and the bot will convert it into text and record it for the response. It also allows the users to attach files, because if that was a specific requirement that they need to attach files as in some information criteria, and the bot could very well read through the file and give the right information. The impact of this was 74% reduction in overall service desk tickets coming in. All the tickets that were coming into service desk gets routed to the bot, and the bot handles them efficiently. 44% reduction in voice channel calls coming in to the service desk, with a call abandon ratio now coming down to 0.5, is giving a wonderful experience to the users. And 54% of reduction in the self-service tickets. Now, if I crux this all, what was the best outcome that the customer here got was that this led them to redesign their service desk team, which resulted just not into cost saving on manpower and seat, but also making a lean IT team. So these are some wonderful experiences that the customers have, and trust me, every customer has its own unique experience in doing this. Just looking at some other statistics which are industry wide, 30% reduction in inbound call volume. That is an average across the industry. Somewhere you can get 50, somewhere you can get 70. There's 25% decreased time in average handling. So you have better empty, better mean time to responses there. Decreased turnaround times. So users get quicker and faster responses with chatbot, uniform response, no challenges in language and communication patterns. With all this, the benefit that the organization can see is 30% average reduction in the support cost coming in. If these bots are used around in sales functionalities, they can help generate 15% more leads. And the best or the most sweet spot is 100% happy customers. That comes across. Now, these are few highlights that we have. There could be many more around this that we have. As said earlier, we would take around 35 minutes to complete the presentation and the demonstration. We are really on time. We have 15-20 minutes to take up the questions. I will leave the floor open for questions. Right. So we would first like to take the interactive questions and then come to the chat panel.
Hello, I am audible. Hello.
Yes, you are.
Myself Pankaj Pathak from Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Actually, I want to know if a human agent is involved in chat bot, and suppose there are a number of users are interacting with the system through chat and through bot. So how many human agents may required at that time? For how one single human agent can interact with multiple conversation coming through bot?
Okay, so let me take that question, Kunal. Now, when you say how many agents can take up or how many conversations can be taken by a single human agent, on an average, really, a single human agent at the same time simultaneously can take up at least 5 to 7 conversations on a minimum. The reason why he or she can take 5 to 7 conversations on a minimum is because the human agent's intervention is required only for that particular question or query which the bot has not been able to answer. And once the agent answers the question, if there is a follow-up question to which the bot has an answer, the bot starts answering the question, giving the agent the leeway wherein it can focus its time to other questions which has not been answered by the bot. So yeah, on an average, bare minimum to start with is around 8, 10 questions, queries, different conversations that a single agent can take up.
Okay, thanks.
Hello. Uh, Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, Dr.
Yes. Yeah. Hi. This is Simran here from Thyssen Group, Bombay office. Well, just with regard to your previous question, when you say that an agent can attend to 5 to 7 queries in parallel, but I do understand that supposing if there is a chat session happening or there is a query put up, the engineer, the agent would be dedicatedly looking or wanting to attend one call at that point in time, right? I mean, he cannot multiply. I mean, he cannot do 2 3 queries in parallel or view queries in parallel, right? So how would this thing justify that he could do 5 to 7 chats together?
So that's a very good question, Simran. Now, see, when a conversation starts between a bot and the user, and when the bot is not able to answer a question, it basically looks out for the agent who is free. This is at the time when there is a new conversation happening. Let us assume that the bot identifies Vijit as the free agent and it passes on the conversation to me. I answer the question, and then maybe there is another question followed up by the user, which can be taken up by the bot. So the control automatically goes back to the bot, and the bot starts taking the answer, and I'm free. So at same time, if there is another conversation which is happening for which for which I need an intervention, the bot can pass on that query to me. So one, the bot will first look up for the queue which is empty. Two, it will also look up if it is a conversation which is already happening in progress where a human agent has already intervened. So it will also identify the agent who has answered, and if in future or in the subsequent queries, if agent is required, it will try to patch in to the same agent first who answered the previous query. In case that is not happening, then it can also look up for any other free agents. So it's a basically intelligent process wherein it will keep looking for one available queues, and it will also identify the agent who had answered or who had provided some inputs in the previous queries, so that if the first preference will be to the same agent, if not available, then to the other agent. And even if it goes to the other agent, the agent basically gets to see the entire conversation. So if I'm getting a
Mhm.
conversation from a bot, I am not in dark that what is the conversation, or I need not ask the user that can you help me with your problem. I can see what entire conversation was
Uh,
there, and then I can answer the query much
Yeah, it
better.
is
yeah,
better.
when a chat is initiated. Now, when a
Yes.
chat is initiated, right,
Hmm.
it would be assigned to one engineer, I mean, to one agent at that time,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes.
So, I mean, how does this mechanism then goes to the other agent? Supposing if this agent one is not able to answer, how does this mechanism go
Okay.
and
Okay.
switch over to the other agent and makes him
It goes to the
aware
other
of the
agent
background
because
and
it
also?
goes Yeah, it goes back to the other agent because once the agent answers the question, say for example, as an agent, I am responding to the answer, the control immediately goes back to the chatbot for the next subsequent questions. So let us assume that the bot is able to take up the next question from the user, and meanwhile I get busy with some other questions or queries. Now, after a couple of by the bot might need again an intervention from the human agent. So first it will identify me and try to see if my queue is empty. If yes, it will again push back the same conversation to me. If not, then it will pass on the conversation to the other agent who is free at that point in time. And the agent will be able, the mechanism as I showed you earlier, the dashboard will show the entire, when conversation is passed on to an agent, the agent has the capability to see the entire conversation that is going on. This and this can be even customized. Now let us assume that an organization says no, if an agent has basically intervened, then the control should not go back to the bot. That can be done. If an organization feels that okay, an
Okay.
agent answers and the control goes back to the bot, but if again an agent has to intervene, it has to be the same agent and no other agent, even that can be customized. So this platform is highly customizable in that way as well.
Okay. Fine. That's fine then. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you, Simran.
Hello,
Yes.
I'm Anupama from NIC. I would like to know, you have some technical sessions of configuring or training the chatbot, firstly, and secondly, how successful will be a chatbot in, say, more precise things like, say, against answering to a particular set of rule books or something instead of a normal conversation. Like how much time it will take to train chatbot for these specific things for some specific task rather than general thing.
Thank you, Anubhav, for your question. Let me answer the second question first, which is how much time it takes or what kind of difference it makes between rule-based queries. So there are definitely two different kind of queries that the bot can answer. One will be the rule-based, and the one will be free form, wherein there is no rule coming in. And the rule-based queries are the easiest to answer because there is a predefined rule. The moment the bot gets the query, it will identify the intent, it will trigger the rule, and based on the rule, it will answer the question. This can be taken up with utmost accuracy. I can go ahead and say that even to the limit of 100% accuracy. The challenges are there comes when there is no rule and the bot has to apply its intelligence and then respond back. So that is more critical, not the rule based one. Rule based queries can be easily taken up and can be answered with high rate of accuracy. Non rule based queries can be also answered with high rate of accuracy. As I mentioned, our platform has been able to provide overall accuracy rate level of 95% and above. Now, coming to your previous question as to how technically we can configure and do these things, probably Anupama, if you can reach out to us and we can take this thing one-on-one with you or your team, because that would require much more time to basically deal with the entire platform's technology and the aspects of configuring. I hope I
Okay.
answered your question, Anupama.
Yeah, this is a technical query. We will get back to you. But say suppose there are multiple rules in a scenario, then how will chatbox handle it? That was the main question. Like, suppose there are multiple questions in government scenarios we face, then how will the chatbot decide what will be more correct in this scenario, say particular scenario? Is there something
I
or
sorry, I
something?
did not get the question.
So Abhijit,
You are asking. Huh.
Abhijit, the question is that they have multiple scenarios or multiple options to answer. How will the bot be able to identify which is the best solution? If I understood the question right, the question was around that, and it is more of designing the intents and framework for us. I'm just trying to, while the question is there, I'm just trying to put the frame to the answer also.
Yeah.
So,
So if let me answer that.
sure.
Okay, go ahead, Kunal. Go ahead, Kunal.
So I was just saying that it is more from the perspective of what is the communication, how it happens in the normal human scenario. We will have to study that, we'll have to mime that across, and basis of that create a workflow with the chatbot, and the AI, which is the base of the solution, will decide on what is the query or what are the other conversations around the query that the user is doing with the bot, for the bot to decide that which is the best possible solution. Now, there could be an instance that the solution given may not be 100% precise, and that's where the bot will learn from its own intelligence and start understanding that, okay, if not this solution, then this solution works better. So next time, if the similar query comes up, the chatbot will give the right solution.
So to add on to what Kunal just mentioned, Anupama, see, as a human being, if I am asked a question with multiple options to it, and I am not trained to those options, I am not aware of those options, I might not be able to answer the question. But if I am trained on the options, I'm aware of the options and the results of those options, I will be able to answer the questions. I will be able to select the right option. In a very similar manner, these chatbots work. If there is a business logic to the query, if there is a business logic through which we can find out the best option, the bot will do that, and then it will answer or pick up the right option amongst multiple options.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Kunal.
And at the same time, it will obviously, as Kunal mentioned, it will also keep learning from the decisions that it is making, whether it is a correct decision, not a correct decision, whether the option was a correct option, or probably the better options are available. Based on the experience that the bot faces today, it will learn and it will, incorporate them in their future responses.
Abhijit, can I ask a question? I'm from Nagpur.
Yes, please. I did not get your name,
Yeah.
by the way.
I'm Tarun from Nagpur. I just wanted, can you quickly
Yes, Tarun.
tell us about any example of implementation where the platform was, let's say, Windows or Linux, or with the database XYZ, and you, as a Salesforce, came up with a solution? Can you showcase any one example here quickly so that we know how easy or difficult it is to integrate? Number two, does it how easy it is to have a multiple language integration in this? Thank
Tarun,
you.
if I heard you rightly, your question was that one, how easy is it to integrate it with multiple backend system? And two, how easy is it to have multiple languages? Is that the correct query that I
The
got?
Yeah, language is all right. The second, the first was, I just wanted to have a quick example that came
Hmm.
in the last 3-4 months to you, where the
Hmm.
solution was not the Salesforce artificial intelligence chatbot,
Hmm.
and you integrated it. So they had certain Oracle database or whatever, and then you came up with a solution. So I just wanted to ascertain how easy and difficult it is to integrate itself.
Okay, so Tarun, I think there is some gap in the understanding here, because what we provide is only the conversational layer. The backend systems that we integrate our chatbot is always different. It can be Oracle, it can be SAP, it can be any XYZ solution for that matter. And we will have to integrate our platform with all these multiple backend systems. We do it through REST-based APIs normally. How much time does it take? So I can give you some references, like when we go for an implementation, full-fledged implementation, right from starting the bot building process to building the business flow, workflows, integration, and then going on to live. The entire process takes us approximately around 4 to 6 weeks. That has been our experience with all our implementation.
Okay. Can you showcase one of them which has been happened very recently?
Tarun, there are several of them. For example, if you go to HDFC Bank's website, HDFC Bank is using our chatbot Eva. Similarly, if you have SBI card, you can use go to SBI card's website. They are using our chatbot called Ela. If you have RBL's account, you can go to RBL Bank's website. They have our chatbot called Help RBL, RBL Cares. Nestle has our chatbot, and I'm taking these names because these are the chatbots which are already there in public domain, which you can go ask questions, get an answer immediately, which
Do you
are
mean to say
already.
each of them would have taken 4 to 6 weeks, just that much time to get it started, right?
Sorry, Tarun, I lost the last part of your question. Please, can you repeat?
So you mean to say these 4-5 examples which you say are in public domain took just
Mhm.
4 to 6 weeks time to get your thing started, right?
Okay, so whenever we get into any of these implementations, what happens, Tarun, is that none of the organizations go for a big bang kind of a approach for implementation. We always take phases. Uh, now, each phase can be around 4 to 5 weeks or 6 weeks. Now, each phase can have multiple, maybe say 100, 200 queries, wherein we need to integrate it with maybe some 10, 15 APIs. So all put together, yes, 4 to 6 weeks is what we take.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Shekhar from Nestle. Can you please share which department of the Nestle is using this chatbot?
So Nestle's marketing is using our chatbot, wherein we had built a chatbot for them, wherein the bot can
So marketing
basically
means which? Can you share the contact name, please?
Rashi
They are
Goyal.
using this chatbot. Okay. So they are using what is the chatbot of this name?
So
Leela.
it is called Ask Nestle. Ask Nestle. Ask
Acha,
Nestle.
Ask Nestle. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
In
Thank
fact,
you.
recently I believe their marketing team won an award as well for this chatbot. As recent as
Ask Nestle.
maybe
Okay.
a month or month and a half back.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
I'm Kamini from NIC. Just now you mentioned that for implementation, 4 to 6 weeks are required. Does that include the training of the bot also?
That includes the training of the bot. That includes building up the workflows, business logic. That includes integration of APIs and handing over to the organization for UAT.
Okay, so the bot gets completely trained in 4 to 6 weeks, you mean to say?
That's right. And obviously after that, based on UAT, there might be iterations required, but around
Yes,
75 to 80% of the bot would be ready by 4 to 6 weeks of time.
Okay, and what about the human agents? They are from the organization's end, right?
Human agents has to be from the organization end. We do not provide agents.
Yeah, I
We will provide
understand.
the platform. We will provide the platform for you, which can be
Yeah,
used by the agents.
yeah, but the training you would be providing for the human agents.
Training on the platform, yes.
Yes.
Yes,
And what
definitely.
technology has been used basically in this?
So this, as I mentioned at the very beginning of my presentation, that we do not use any generic bot frameworks that are available in the market today. We have our own proprietary platform. It's called A.Ware, and we use A.Ware to build the chatbot as well as the hybrid.
Okay,
And
fine. Thank
the
you.
backend, there are multiple other technologies like Java and Python, but the platform which we use for building the bots is A.Ware.
Okay, and that's your own.
That's our own proprietary patented platform.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Just tell one thing again, Shekhar from Nestle. What time bot decide that query will be handed over to the human, or it is
That's
required human interference?
a good question, Shekhar. So there can be several trigger points. The first trigger point
Mhm.
obviously has to be where when the bot is not able to identify the intent of your query. You ask a question and the bot is not able to answer the question or is not able to understand the question. That can be a trigger point. The other trigger points
So
can
how
be,
that
say, for
trigger will be go to the human? How that trigger point will go recognized by a human person? They
so
have to every
there will be
time
a
online, or it will be a mail?
the notification will go to the online agents.
Through email, or how it is basically through Sky,
No, on the same dashboard, on
Teams
the
or
dashboard,
Skype?
Okay, so on the same dashboard that I showed you, the notification will go on the same dashboard.
So
Okay.
Shekhar,
So that is
let
one
me
trigger.
put it in a
Next. Yeah.
Shekhar Kunal here. I'll put it in a simple way. User is having a window of the chatbot, and the agent is having a backend console. And the agent, the console is
Okay.
blank. Whenever the chatbot is not able to answer a query, the conversation pops up to the agent's screen. Okay, that this is a conversation that the bot is not able to answer. So the agent will
That
need to
means
have
the agent has
backend
to be there.
conversation window. Yeah.
Obviously, the agent has to be there
That
to answer the questions.
has to be there. Means, like a 24/7 operation. Expectation is that agent has to be there at
no.
the back
So
end.
in that case, what we can also provide is we can set up a timeline to the bot saying that maybe from morning 9 to evening 5 when the agents are available, it can hand over to an agent. Any question which is asked beyond maybe 5 p.m. We can also integrate our platform with if there is a ticketing. Let us assume there is a ticketing tool, so we can integrate this platform to a ticketing tool. Any questions asked beyond 5 p.m. and the bot is not able to answer, it can basically register that query in the ticketing tool, provide the user a ticket number, and then pass on this entire conversation with the contact details to your backend team, who in turn can reach out to the person later on and resolve the query. Even that is possible. Or if you have a call center, we can evoke a call to action wherein after 5 p.m. if there is a call center available, rather than going for an agent, there will be a call to action kind of a fallback mechanism. So there can be multiple
Okay. How to educate
fallback
bot?
mechanisms. Sorry.
How to educate bot if bot is not able to answer few questions or few keywords? So what is the process to update the bot?
Okay, so first of all, the bots are not trained on keywords. This is a completely different mechanism that we use, and that's why we are saying that the bots have AI capability. It has NLP capability, wherein it understands
Let
the
me
intent.
rephrase my question. Yeah, thanks for that. Let me rephrase my question. If bot is not able to answer that question or
So I
query
got your
from
question. I was
user,
coming to that. So basically, you are asking
yeah,
if a question is not answered by the bot, how will we train the bot on those questions? Is that a correct
yeah,
understanding?
sure.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah. So basically, there is another console which we call as a training console, which is along with this platform, wherein this bot will capture all the questions which it has not been able to answer, or even the questions for which it has been able to answer, but maybe after asking the user to rephrase the question, or maybe the questions for which it has passed on to the live agents. All these kind of questions will be captured by the bot on this console. As an admin, someone has to, now this can be auto trained as well. The capability of ML capability is very much available on this platform. However, for enterprises, what we suggest is a supervised learning. And the reason why we suggest a supervised learning is because there might be several questions to which, as an organization, you might not want the bot to start giving an answer. There are examples wherein Microsoft TIA started answering racial things. So that's the reason what we do is a supervised learning, wherein there will be an admin who will see that these are the questions which has not been answered by the bot. The bot will also give you suggestive intents that probably these are the intents to the queries. Now, as an admin, if I feel that yes, the bot should answer to this question, I just need to map that intent, and the bot will take up those queries for subsequent questions. Did I answer your question?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thanks.
One last question. I think we skipped on that. Can you have multiple language support?
I did not get the name. Who was
Yes,
that?
Tarun.
Okay, Tarun, yes, we do provide multilingual capability as well on our platform. So we provide multilingual capability. We provide voice capability in case someone is saying that a voice capability has to be there. Instead of typing a query, someone should be able to ask a query to the bot. Even that is possible.
Yeah, hi, Bharat here from Kamil. Can you hear me?
Yes, Bharat.
Yes, Bharat.
Yes, I have a question more from the data security perspective. And I would really like to see some standard architecture
Mhm.
diagram to understand how the data flow is between our systems to sense forth which applications, which cloud, on-premise or not, whether on-premise or not, such type of questions. I think a lot of questions will be answered through the architecture diagram, if you can show that quickly.
So, Bharat, in interest of time, I'm not getting into the architectural diagram as of now, but I will try to answer some of your questions. And for the rest, we can again touch base individually and take up all your queries. So, in terms of architectural diagram, in terms of uh, uh,
How the typical architecture looks like is what I'm trying to figure out.
So, okay, I'll put it in a different way. The solution can be deployed on premise. The solution can be deployed on cloud. That is purely as per the requirement that you have, because I understand compliances and the land, the law of the land plays a huge uh, decision factor in India. And as
hello.
Abhijit mentioned, a lot of banks, they have solutions deployed in their own data center. A lot of customers have taken the cloud-based solution. Just to say that this there is security architecture, as in what your question would be, what is the user data or a personal data that the chatbot is capturing and where is it storing? Is the question pointed to that functionality?
On both sides, the user data as well
Am
as
I
the company data.
I was just coming to the user data security. So I was just asking,
So,
so
see, let me pitch in here, Kunal. So
yeah,
basically, I will go from the basics here. Now, this bot can be basically hosted on our cloud. We use AWS Mumbai server. If any organization has their own cloud, we can host it there as well. Or if there is a on-prem requirement, on-prem setup wherein we need to host, we have the capability of hosting it on-premise as well. Now, if it is on-premise or on customer cloud, then obviously the security concerns are not there. In terms of if it is hosted in our cloud, yes, we can deal into the security aspects of it, but on an overall aspect, I can tell you that we are ISO 2000 27001 as well as other certification compliant in terms of securities. And when any such PI of is being dealt with the bot, the to and fro communication is basically encrypted, wherein any personal information does not go to the bot. It goes in an encrypted format, and same happens when the information travels back from the engine to the user. But I mean, we can get into obviously this is not a complete answer to the question, and we can get into further details of this maybe in a follow up session
Yes,
or a
I,
follow up.
I agree. This was a very heavy question. Yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
one thing I wanted to just ask you, in the multilingual support, are all Indian languages considered,
yes,
or how many languages?
we have the capability to support all Indian languages. We basically use Google Translate for multilingual capability. So basically, Google Translate will be used to translate it into English. Our NLP engine is the native engine is in English. Any other language will get translated to English, and then the bot basically works on it on the data.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So I think we can probably, in interest of time, you have our email IDs available. So probably you can reach out to us if you have any subsequent questions, and we will be more than happy to answer all your queries. Even the website links are available on the screen right now. So in case you need any further details, you can visit our website as well. I'm sure there will be a lot more information available on our website, and as well as you can reach out to us for further details.
right. Thank you so much, Abhijit. We thank all of you for your undivided attention and the quality of time that you spent on this discussion. We are eager
I
to
have a
hear from
small
all of you. Yes, sir.
I have a small question. So, is it supported graphical communication? I think, suppose for people who is not able to, and then he want to analyze his performance. Suppose I am typing my query that what is my performance, so your chatbot can give the answer in a graphical way. Means provide some chart.
Yes.
Provide
So
with some emoji icons and all. Yes, it can be done.
So no, not emojis and icons, just graphs as well can be taken up by the bot. The bot can respond in terms of graphs as well. Wherein if the data is available, it can analyze the data, and based on that it can present the data in graphical form, in tabular form. That is also possible on this. So we thank everyone for your time. We hope this session was useful to all of you, and we will be happy to hear from you in terms of your queries if you have anything further to know about this platform. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Tom,
you.
over to
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you. Good day.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, everyone.